This video that I'm about to show you it's a true story that happened to somebody in my family, and then I'm going to finish the video with some true stories that have happened to other people not in my family. There is a lot of mysteries in this world and nobody has the answers. I'm not going to give my opinion, but I'm just going to give you the information and let you decide what you think it is, because there's a lot of fascinating things in this world that we do not know about, and some sad things that I'm going to touch on in this video. So this isn't going to be just my usual light-hearted video where I'm making fun of myself. This is going to be a more mysterious, cryptic kind of video. Let me know if you enjoy and you're into this stuff as well. Now let's get into the video. Okay, now that I've done my little introduction, I'm gonna get into this video. You're gonna see me drinking from this, and do not worry, my fellow turtle lovers. It is reusable. I'm all about that environment. Now this story starts in, it's either 1979 between 1981. Obviously I wasn't born. I'm just going by stories of what people have told me and the news articles as proof as well. The first thing that started was when my mother was little. She was a child, early 80s, late 70s. One night she was just alone in her room, and they lived on a big property with lots of trees connected to the bush. One night she heard really loud music, like an orchestra, coming from outside. In this haze, sort of a feeling, she didn't know why, but she just felt drawn to it. The normal her was there, still in her, but she was in a bit of a haze. She didn't know why, but she just went to that music in the backyard. And their property was quite large. No other houses. This is the 70s, 80s. There is no iPods, there is no little speakers hanging around. She is drawn to this large tree in the backyard, far from anyone, far from the house, and she's just drawn to it. She can't explain it. She put her ear up to the tree. The music was coming from in the middle of the tree. She was drawn to it, and suddenly she realized what she was doing. She snapped out of it. The music started playing loud and she ran back inside. Something was playing music to draw her as a young child outside. A couple days later, they had some friends over. These friends were having a sleepover and hanging out in the backyard. Now, this is the 80s to 70s, so there's just bush everywhere. They live in a very dirt road. There is nothing around. My mum hears this, I can't remember what word she used, but I'll put it up on the screen. And instead of those instruments, you hit them and they ding and then they stop. But this was a constant ding and it didn't stop. So they were very confused, and my mum and her friend looked to the sky and they see the most weird lights formation in the sky. Like, they're in the middle of nowhere. There's no planes, there's nothing like that around. Incredibly weird, and they're seeing these weird light formations. They think nothing of it because they're children and they just want to play and have a good time. The next day, on the news and in the newspapers, there it was. Sightings of a UFO, an unidentified object in the sky over Kurrajong, over East Kurrajong area of New South Wales, Australia. Now, I'm not meant to give my opinion, and I won't, but I'm just saying that's weird, and there's a lot of things in this world that are unexplained, and I am all about those random stories that nobody can explain. I find them fascinating. But the thing that really drew me to this story was when my mum was telling me about the music in the tree. What was drawing those children out of their bed in a haze, not knowing why they have to go to this tree. When I started reading about some other weird cases, now a man named David Politis, he does stories about missing people and weird things. He also doesn't give his opinion. He just tells you what happens, what has happened in this case, why certain people are disappearing. Why can't they find these people? Why are they not able to find so many bodies? Why is there so many missing people? In Australia, every 15 minutes, somebody goes missing. Now, I don't know about you, but I find that extremely, extremely weird and upsetting. I myself love a good hike. I love being in the bush. I love being out in nature. But now I am especially careful. Now, another thing that really gets me is stories when people are walking, hiking with their families, with their friends, and they look away for one moment of just one person. It is that point of separation where somebody goes missing, where they disappear. There is someone I don't know that is taking people. That is extremely mysterious, and I want answers. Another thing is, there was a story about a man, and he was biking in the bush with his friends, just, having a good time. He rides ahead and leaves the others behind a little bit. Suddenly, he is not himself, and he is drawn to the bush. He is being lured by something. There is sounds, there is things. He doesn't feel like himself anymore. He starts getting rid of his bike stuff, his helmet, everything, taking it all off, and just like going into the bush on his own, going in a haze. His friends catch up and see him going towards something, and they shake him, they grab him, they run towards him. What are you doing? Stop. Snap out of it. Suddenly, he's back and he's like, what happened? I was suddenly drawn to something. I needed to go. I needed to leave everything. I wasn't myself. Now, that's weird. There are so many weird unanswered questions. I find this stuff fascinating because I want answers. Every 15 minutes, somebody's missing. That's horrible. That's terrible. We need answers, and I don't think that we'll ever fully get them until like... Anyway, there's just so many things, mysteries going on in this world. We can't just brush it off. Why, if somebody goes missing, why can we not find anything? When people are just sitting there and you're looking, and you just look away for one moment, where do they go? Why can we not find anything years later? Why is there some cases that have been years and we don't know? Where are people going? Let me know your theories. Let me know what you think is going on, because I know something's going on, but I think that everybody will have different theories about it. I find this stuff very interesting. I like to look into it. I want to know answers, even though I do not think that in my lifetime here on Earth, we will get the full picture. Be safe when you're hiking. Loud orchestra, really loud music, like an orchestra, like an orchestra, like an awkward straw, like an orchestrion.